Next job for today, in our master bedroom, I'm going to try and fix this piece of the pillow on the marble fireplace. As you can see, it's in a few different pieces. So first job is take the loose pieces about, clean them up, and then I can get setting them. After they're set, I can use some plaster of Paris mixed with the right shade of paint to fill all the cracks, and hopefully it'll blend in nicely. Let's get these pieces cleaned up first. So the glue that I'm using is what we stuck the shower tray down with, and I've been told that this is the best stuff. So I've put some in this crack here and behind here, and I'm just going to smother this with that. This has been repaired before because I can see a metal bar, I'll show you in a second, that held it together. So if you can see here, there's a metal rod there where it was previously held together. This is a tricky part. I spent about 20 minutes trying to get this to locate in place together. So bear with me or come back. There is an anchor at the bottom to hold it in, and now I've just got to make sure that it all lines up nicely. That's it. I don't think it's going to go any better than that. Get rid of the excess glue. And I'll just sit here until it goes off. So I've just duct taped that piece in position just to be sure. And I've already put glue on this. And this is the next piece. Nice smooth join there. That's gone in perfectly, that piece. Nice. Next will be, I have just discovered I'm a piece missing, and I didn't realise that. That will go at the top, that goes there, and I'll be a bit missing there. And I don't have that piece, so I will have to fill that and touch it up with some paint the best I can. And this bit goes like a jigsaw, this. I think that needs some cleaning up. Well, I'm going to try this bit again because something wasn't going right. Yeah, that does fit nicely there. But then I couldn't get this bit in because something was amiss up here. I think this is actually dropped. So it was proving a bit tricky. This bit at the top is fixed so well that I don't want to take it down. In actual fact, I can't get it apart. So that sits there, but I still can't get this other piece in. I have done the very best I can of patching this up. Obviously, I've held it together with some duct tape. I know it's a really nice design, isn't it? It was Bethany's. And I'm going to let that go off overnight, and then we can fill it with some plaster of Paris and touch up the vein and the marbling, hopefully in the right colour.
Did Beth let you down?
She went home and left me with the jobs half done.
Typical.
Thanks, Bethany. So I thought, while I'm looking grubby and all dusty anyway, I thought I might as well sit here with my coffee and do it. So I'm just using
the wire wool, not the wire brush.
to take off the gold. The 2 coats of gold that I put on in the end.
Oh, she didn't even put the gold on there.
No.
What does she do, that girl?
Half job.
So go on then, you're rubbing it back.
Just to make it look a bit older, because it's looking too shiny and new.
Okay, right. It seems to be working.
Yeah, look. It's how you distress chairs.
I thought, yeah, I've seen people distress tables by hitting them with hammers.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hit it? You're gonna show me how it looks.
I've been called a lot of names this week, haven't I?
Have you? Oh, darling. I hope they're nice names.
Well, that's the end of the wire wool, so I guess that's enough.
Game over.
It looks older now.
It does. It matches in with us.
Stick it in the fire and it'll go a bit black anyway. That job done.
Yeah, happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
Is that off your
Well,
to-do list?
Let's hang it and see. It's a bit gold in places still.
It's very gold, yes.
I've just mixed up some plaster of Paris that we had left over from making the mouldings in the salon. And this marble is a kind of grey brown colour, so I'm adding tiny bits at a time. Some black. I don't know how much I'm going to need. A bit more than that, I think. This makes a change from mixing hair dye up. Yeah, that's not dark enough. A bit more black. Into that mix we'll add some brown, which is burnt sienna, this one. So a nice warm brown, both new. Whoa, that came spurting out. And I dropped my stick in. Oh, how annoying. Ooh. I'll just add a bit at a time because I don't want to go too dark and then have to add a load of white. So I don't know if you can see, but we're getting to the colour of the marble. Obviously it's never going to be perfect. More brown, I think. I'm going to go with that colour. We can always touch up with paint afterwards, but before this starts to set, I need to get it on. So I've just started to apply it. I am just slapping it on there into the cracks, and I'll just use my finger to push it in and then go over it with a cloth and wipe off the excess. I've never done this before in my life, so I'm just doing what I think is the right way to do it. As you can see, the colour isn't quite right. I'll play with that afterwards because the polyfiller, sorry, not the polyfiller, the plaster of Paris is going to dry a different colour anyway. Probably dry lighter, in fact. back to this big bit here, and I guess I'm going to have to shape that. This might be a case of putting some in later. You can see here there is a lip. I just could not get that to sit back in its original place. So I'm just going to smooth that over with my finger, remove the excess, and then go over it with a damp cloth. Stick that in there actually. It's like going back to play school. That's all filled. Before it sets, I'm going to wash off the excess very carefully around this bit here, because I have managed to shape it a little bit. So we can come back to that to a later date. So hopefully I can just wipe it off and the plaster of Paris will stay in the cracks. Just using some warm water and a sponge. Easy peasy. And then we can go back, or I can go back and try and get this paint, try and get this colour of the plaster of Paris a better colour once it's dried. But at least it's nice and secure now, and it's not going anywhere. And it's off the floor, so there's no accidents. It won't get knocked over and broken. The fireplace, the marble surround, it's filled. Obviously it needs to dry and there'll be some pluming. It's like wiping grout off of tiles. When you're grouting them, it'll go white, so we'll just keep washing that off. And then I'll need to play around with the colour in the cracks and remould this bit here. We'll just do that very carefully with some sandpaper. But other than that, not looking too bad. That's another job almost finished, so that I can get on to the next one. So many jobs to do. It's time to come and mix up the paint to patch up the marble where I've put the plaster of Paris. So I have been using black, burnt umber, white, and a touch of green as well. And you can see it's almost the colour of the marble. Obviously when I apply it, it is going to dry slightly different, so I might have to go back and patch a bit more up. But I've started this bit here, and it looks a bit dark on camera, but it's not a bad match. And the crack below the lip as well. So I'm just going to carry on down and see how it dries. You may ask me, how did I know to use plaster of Paris to fill the cracks? I watched very carefully when Laura and Brian were here doing the fireplace downstairs, so I picked up some tips along the way. And that's what they use, the plaster of Paris, because I actually nicked some of mine because they ran out. You can see that that bit I've just done is almost a perfect match. But like I said, it will dry differently, so it may be a case of going back afterwards. I'll just wipe the excess away with a cloth and let it dry. From a distance it might be a little bit too brown, but like I say, it will dry differently, so I'll carry on and get back to you when it's done. It's all down there, it's not such a bad match, is it? there we go. First coat of paint I've tried on patching the marble. From a distance, it looks pretty good, even if I do say so myself. And if we go across to another section that somebody else has repaired, I think I did a pretty good job. Obviously, I'm going to have to do this side now. But for the moment, I'm really pleased with the job that I've done.